Today's design features these peach and green dotted and floral nails. You'll need a thin art brush and a dotting tool for this design along with your polishes. I'll list the polishes I've used below. Once the base of white has dried, you're going to add these kind of imperfect circles to your nail. These will be the base of your flowers, and you can just see I alternate back and forth between putting them on the tip of my nail and the base of my nail, and I just go about halfway up and I'm just eyeballing it. I wasn't too worried about making sure they hit at the exact same spot on every nail. Now, if I was going to wear this for a couple of days, I would have made more of an effort to make sure that they were equal. I have lots of tutorials on flowers, and I'll include a link below where you can check out my playlist. For the next step, I'm just using a darker shade of the peach, and I'm highlighting the edges of the rose just to give it a little bit of depth. For the next step, I'm using a light shade of green, and I'm just adding in some little kind of triangle shapes to represent the leaves. Now, when I had done a test of this design on my thumb, I left more spaces between the flowers, and I actually much prefer how that looked as opposed to having them close together here. Sometimes when I'm filming, I hold my hand kind of a funny angle, so wasn't really paying attention until it was done, and much prefer the more space. So just think about that when you're doing your design. Now for the next step, I'm just adding some highlight to the leaves, similar to what I did with the flowers. I'm using a darker shade and just kind of doing a little bit of an outline on one edge of the outside and a small line in the center where I can fit that. Now the next step is to add dots. It's very hard for me to add dots with my camera in the way. I really need a bent dotting tool, so I'm just alternating between the peach and the light green, and you can just see I don't worry too much if I get it on my skin, but I go in and clean that up afterwards, and that way I have the full pattern on my nail instead of a white space because I couldn't fit a full dot. And for the cleanup, I'm just using pure acetone on a cheap nail art brush from Walmart. The next step is to add a green tip to my index finger and peach at the base, and I'm just using a thin art brush to apply that at the base of my nail. I finish off this design with a thin line separating the two patterns on each of my nails using a darker shade of the peach. Once your design is done and dry, apply a top coat. I used a new matte top coat this time, but this design would look great with a glossy as well. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please comment, share, subscribe, and thumbs up are always appreciated.